person by the name of Abe Garza had shot her.
I don't recall saying that.
Well, do you remember telling the police that Abe Garza had shot at her before?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Did you tell the police on that day?
I don't recall.
May I approach him again?
Sure.
See where it says the police say, why did you name Abe Garza? Why did you name Abraham Garza? Because I know that he shot at her car before. I know that he's had her and her mother beat up at Myers.
Yes, I do.
Do you remember telling them that?
Yeah, yes, I do.
Did you tell them that in order to create suspicion it was Abe Garza that was responsible for the death of Rose Larner?
No, I didn't.
Why did you give them the name?
I told them that the conversation was going that basically he was pointing the finger at me, and I said it as to, well, why would you look at somebody like me who's known her for all this time when there's other people, and there's been numerous occasions where other people have attacked her and tried to harm her?
So because the officer was pointing the finger at you?
Yes.
Because the officer was saying that you're responsible?
Yes.
Because the officer was saying you could be charged with murder?
Yes.
And you could go to prison, I guess, for the rest of your life, right?
He wasn't saying that at the time. He wasn't.
But you knew that in your mind?
I knew that I would come up, yes.
So you knew to protect yourself?
Correct.
So you told them Abe Garza?
Yes.
So it was to remove suspicion from yourself, you gave them a name?
Yes.
Okay. And you knew at the time you gave them your name, that name, if your testimony is true today, that Abe Garza had nothing to do with it?
Yes, I did.
You had no compulsion in pointing the finger at somebody else that you knew in your mind to be perfectly innocent, didn't you?
Excuse me?
You had no problem pointing your finger at somebody else that you knew had nothing to do with it, didn't you?
I didn't point the finger at anybody. I just tried to take it off of me.
You tried to remove suspicion from yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And at the time that you're removing suspicion from yourself, according to your testimony, you knew that Rose Larner was dead?
Yes, I did.
All right. Now, the other thing you did to eliminate the suspicion was you gave them this alibi, right?
Which alibi would that be?
Well, the alibi you told us today that you said that you were with Tim Kehoe up in Big Rapids, right?
Yes.
You also told them, did you not, that when you left off the porch, that was the last time you saw Rose Larner again?
When?
I'll rephrase it. Did you also tell the police, this being Detective Hayward, that after you came into the house, Rose Larner left off your porch, and that was the last time you ever saw her again?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you're telling us today that's a lie?
That's a lie.
At the time and at the conclusion when you gave this statement, you walked out of the police department, right?
Yes.
In other words, you sat here for how long and talked to him?
I believe it was a couple hours.
And at the end of the couple hours, you were a free man?
Yes.
Go off and do whatever you wanted to do?
Yes.
And there's no problem?
No problem.
Okay. On January 10th, you went to the police again, didn't you?
There were quite a few occasions I had met with them. Exact dates, I'm not sure of.
Okay. Well, you're fairly confident when you deal with the police and talk to the police, aren't you?
I eventually, yeah, I became fairly confident when I did.
You became fairly good at what you did.
Yes, I did.
All you thought was in saving my butt. All you thought was in saving my butt. All you thought was in saving my butt.